All right, gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge here on Zabby. It is May, and May is a big day for us. Today, we are going... That was really badly worded. Because today, we are going to be putting in millet in the ground. I'm very excited about this. We've never done millet, and it's a new crop that is specific to this map. There are other maps that have it, to be fair, but it's not a direct Giants created crop. So this is going to be exciting to put this in the ground and see how things move through here. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. Things are good, man. Things are good. We're gonna get this done on this field, and then we also need to get it done on this field. But the closer I looked at this field, actually this field was just cultivated. It wasn't plowed, which means the odds are we might actually have to do a little bit. I don't know how we got off the line there. The odds are we might actually have to do a little bit of spraying to that field once it has been drilled. But we'll find that out when the time comes. So we've got field 43 here, which we're working on now, and then field 26, which we purchased. Now, field 26 has some other things we could potentially do to it as well, specifically around the trees, among numerous other things. I've talked already at length about the greenhouse. I am going to turn that greenhouse back on today. We did 2 episodes basically with it off. I'm going to turn it back on. I think it's fine. Watching some other individuals, Crust2 specifically, among numerous others, they're using greenhouses pretty heavily already. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. You play it how you want to play it. And I think at this point we've moved ourselves far enough through that I'm good to go ahead and utilize the greenhouse a little more than I have been in the past. So we're going to turn it back on. And a lot of you mentioned that as well. Just keep it on. Who cares? And I agree with you. It's not like I have 5 greenhouses or something like that. It's not like I'm overkilling it. So we'll turn it back on. So we'll put the peas back on right now. Now, peas continue to fluctuate all over the place, so I'm going to take a peek again and see. Nope, it's still November. All right, well, we'll wait till November on the peas then. That's fine. We're just going to have a lot to sell when November comes with peas, right? So, everything else, leaving it as is for the time being. No real major changes or selling of any sort here from anything else that's in the greenhouse, or the greenhouse, in the silo right now, so... But yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully you're all doing well. We're getting a relatively good yield off of this. We're getting that nice greenish, bluish-greenish color we're looking for. So it should be pretty good. And it only means good things for us. Otherwise, our fields are doing good. We're just in a growing state. The canola is still in a growing state. Mustard in a growing state. Flip around here. Now, we've got $43,000 in the bank account right now. Not tons of money. We're still incurring about $1,000 in maintenance and fees overnight. Or I say overnight, over the month. So when we get June, it'll be about another $1,000. Maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less. Just depends on the maintenance type of stuff. Let's see. Contract-wise, there's not a ton out there for us today. There is a hoeing one. Or 2 hoeing ones, excuse me, a fertilizing, another deadwood, rock removal, which we know we cannot do for whatever reason, and then wood transport, which I've mentioned I'm not going to do. I just don't like it. Personally, I don't like it. So unless it's the only thing out there, I will not be doing that. Now, used market, what's in there? Anything? Okay, there's a couple things. There's a couple things in here. If we want to go for a third tractor approach, which I'm not quite sure if we want to or not. I love this tractor. One of my favorites. And very inexpensive. But I'm not quite sure if we really need another tractor right now, right? I think I would be better off just saving the money I have than getting another tractor. In other words, I'd rather save the money and buy more land and or use it to... at some point eventually pay off more of the loan if we get lucky enough to do that, right? Because right now we've got a pretty hefty loan, right? We really do have a pretty hefty loan to pay off. So we've got $250,000 to pay off on that loan. We don't have $250,000 in the account, as you can clearly tell, right? And realistically, as we move forward here, we really need to get ourselves in a situation where we're ready to pay off that loan whenever it gives us the opportunity to do so, right? It's all up to a randomizer on if we are even allowed to do it or not. Even if we had the money to do it, the randomizer could say, nope, you're not allowed to pay off the loan this month or this year. You've got to wait a whole other year, right? So I would just like to try to be as close as I can to being ready when the time comes to pay the loan off, right? Obviously, it's probably not going to happen this year. I just don't think we're going to have enough products and crop and everything to pay it off. But, you know, hopefully by the following year, if we get lucky enough and it says you can pay it off, I would love to be able to do so. Because that completely removes that threat from the equation. And honestly, that is the biggest threat of the Triple Threat Challenge. That is the most difficult one to accomplish. We still have to get the animals going, right? We've got to get water buffalo in. We've got to get those going still. I'm not lost on me there. We definitely have to get those going. But we need more land for all this, right? Technically, we could take out, I guess, some of the land we have now and start, you know, heavily pushing animals into it. I know watching Crustu's recent video, it looks like he's done that pretty heavily. He kind of broke up the big field over here to the right and made some of it grass and among numerous other places that have grass, right? So he's kind of, you know, changed the approach. Instead of just going from a crop approach, he's kind of moved heavily into the animal approach, which is probably a good idea, honestly, if you think about it. But I'm not quite ready to go that situation yet. I kind of have this vision in my head, even if it might take forever to get to it, of, you know, putting the water buffalo down here and then getting these two fields across the street from them, because these are grass fields, right? I have this crazy vision for that. So I'm kind of sticking to that for the time being. Now, will it change? It very well might. You know, it really depends on money, right? It very well might change, but you know, the other thing is we've got to buy all these fields for the poppy seeds, right? And then I'm going to eventually have to buy, I think it's this one. Yeah, the oil mill here, and that is $240,000. So pretty much the amount of money that we have in the loan, right? So now, some people are asking, you know, for this, if you buy a field that already has poppy in it, does that cover the seeding portion of that field, right? Because for Threat 1, you had to randomize all of the crops, whatever crop you get. The rule was that you have to at least drill it with that. You have to drill each field that you got with that crop, and you have to harvest each field with that crop at least once. It does not count. So if I was to buy a field that has poppy in it already, that does not count. You still have to do an actual drilling of your crop in that field, even if it already has it in there. Now, you can take the harvesting from it, and that will count. But since you actually personally did not drill your crop in there, and for me, I have poppy seeds, right? Poppy oil. So since I would buy a field that has poppy in it, I can still utilize it to make money if I have the production, of course, right? Because that's another part of the threat, is if whatever randomized crop you got, you have to buy the production that is on the map, not one you put down yourself, the one that is on the map. And that's the only way that you can make money from that specific crop. I can't just go and sell poppy seeds right off the bat. I have to put them through a production and turn them into poppy oil or whatever it is that, you know, you have, flour, whatever it may be, and then you can sell them, right? So yeah, in short, to answer the question, if you buy a field that already has poppy seeds in it, that is part of one of the fields you have to buy from the beginning, does that count for drilling it? It does not. You can harvest it, and it'll count for harvesting it, but you will have to go back and reseed it one more time yourself to complete that field's specific portion of Threat 1. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, I try to explain as best I can in the description down below. So we've used up quite a bit of fertilizer, as a matter of fact, but, I mean, you can see in the left-hand corner, the nitrogen it's not great, right? So that's the reason why we're utilizing so much fertilizer right now. The nitrogen is just not really where it needs to be at for this field, so we're having to put down quite a bit to get it into a better state. It's basically at 5 kg right now. We need it to be, oh, I don't know, what is that, like 200 kg probably? I don't know, maybe 210? I don't know what that number specifically is. It doesn't really tell you, but yeah, it's is something. Also, last episode, I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not. Off camera, I did fix the fertilizer spreader. It's back on auto, but we will double check, triple check, all that stuff as we move forward. I'm not, like I said, I'm getting that ingrained in my head now to be checking that. So, and if we do that fertilizing contract today, it's going to go right back down. So we have to make sure we do it again, right? But I'm going to get it engraved in my head where I don't forget that I need to be checking and making sure that we do have the application rate on auto. So we're getting the best yield, right? Whenever we're doing something with it, I should say. Well, you know what else we have to do? Let's get this field done. Let's get the other field done, and then we'll go from there. Alright, well, we're nearly done here, gang. It's just a tiny bit left to go, and both fields have been drilled with millet. Now, the city's going to be yelling at me about how many signs I just destroyed, but that's alright. They'll have them fixed up and ready to go by June once again, but I'll be getting a bill for that, I'm sure. Anyway, that is all done, so we can go ahead and head back and drop this off. Both those fields are done. Those are the main things we need to accomplish today. Oops. So the next thing, realistically, for us to do is do some contracts, right? Like we've been doing, right? Get some contracts done. Hopefully give us some money here that can allow us to start, focusing on some other things that we want to accomplish, like the animals, the aforementioned animals that I talked about before that time lapse, right? Really need to start focusing on those here soon too, right? We need to get that going because that is going to produce us, with some money, right? And we're going to be able to get a good amount of money out of those animals. So really that's the next big step for us, is to go that approach. So as nice as those tractors are, and how nice it would be to have another tractor, because who doesn't always want another tractor? I just don't think it makes the most sense right now. So we're not going to be doing that for obvious reasons. So let's put this away. Ooh, that was almost bad. I did not realize it was going to. I did not realize it was going to take that long to stop there. That was almost bad. We made it, but that was almost a disaster. All right, drop that off there. Perfect. All right, let's turn this off for the time being. Let's do a quick auto save. I knew that was going to happen. Probably good though. If you watched my other channel, the game crashed on me, and that was a disaster because I had made a lot of progress, and it put me way back, way far back. So a little unfortunate there, but it is what it is. That millet color is different. It's like a dark burnt orange almost. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, we've got millet in both fields, so they're both in a good state. Very happy with those, to be honest with you. pH value it could be a little better on this one, to be fair, but not bad. Everything else looks really good. So yeah, we're in a good spot there, so that's good. All right, so let's take a look. Contracts here. So more have popped up, which is what I was hoping for. I was hoping more contracts would pop up. There is a mowing contract we could do. We have not really done one of those. I do have the mower, so we can absolutely do that. There's a stone picking or a rock removal. Ooh, I do like doing the rock removal one, so we probably are going to do that. I do enjoy that. The hoeing ones are pretty good money, but it's $1,000 to lease the equipment. Not exactly the cheapest in the world, right? That would take us a matter of seconds to do. The mowing, 1,674. It's not a bad price, but it's not a great price either. There's not really anything out here that's like, I'm like, man, this is awesome. Like the deadwood, we should do that over the fertilizing, right? That's easy money for the deadwood. Doesn't cost us a thing. So we might as well do that one over fertilizing. And then I think we'll do the rock removal because I really enjoy that, and it's still about $2,000 even with the removal of the reward reduced for releasing the equipment or borrowing the items, I should say. And then probably the mowing. I just think that's the best approach for us. I would love to do the stone picking one because that's a good amount right there, right? $3,000, but it just doesn't work for some reason. And if you missed that, watch a few episodes back. You'll see something of me saying something failed, contract failed or whatever. You'll see all the details and issues that I ran into in that episode and the episode after that, as a matter of fact. So, let's do the rock removal first. Yeah, let's do the rock removal first. Borrow items. Okay, where are we going here? Way up there. All right, pretty far. I don't think we've ever removed rocks from that area. We've definitely removed them from down south here, closer to the shop here. But I don't think we've ever gone to that specific rock removal site. So this is going to be a new one. So I won't put a time lapse in because we just did one. I'll just do a bit of a jump cut here, and I will see you up when we start to remove rocks. Okay, we are pulling up here. They're somewhere within the trees here. It looks like I see some rocks up here with a flag. There they are. And we'll go get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks it looks like we're going to remove here. Should not take us too long at all to do this. This should be a real easy one. The longest part of it was driving it up here because it only goes 11 miles per hour. All right, so we got that. Oh, I didn't turn in the fertilizing last time. I'm going to turn it in. It doesn't count for today. I was supposed to turn that in at the end of the last episode. I thought we did, but maybe I turned it in and then didn't save. That could have been the thing. Either way, I'm going to turn that in. That one doesn't count for this month. Oh, I destroyed a wrong rock. Whoops. Okay. Urgh. I don't think I've ever seen that. I thought it was connected to this rock. That was my mistake. Whoops. At least it didn't cancel the whole contract on me. That would have been bad. They don't want all the rocks destroyed in here. They just want some of them, which is weird, but okay, whatever. You would think they'd want all of them destroyed, especially if they're going to get rid of all the trees and, you know, extend the field or whatever. All right. Oop. Go to the contracts. Here we go. Complete. All right. Turn that in. All right. So we've got a spraying one. No. There's the mowing one still, and then the hoeing, and then the deadwood. So I tell you what, we're going to likely do the mowing one. Let's do the deadwood one right now. We could do the fertilizing one with the liquid fertilizer we have, and that would take seconds. Nah, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it. So we'll accept the deadwood, so we'll do that one, which I think is all the way down in the right-hand corner. It is. Visit it. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to start from the south here. Well, I'm going to go from where we're at and go south, and then we'll come back up to the north. Is this part of one, or is it too far outside the zone? It is one. Okay. Be honest with you, I didn't even check to see how many of these we need to chop down, but it shouldn't be that many. Clearly it's more than 5, but it's probably like 6 or 7. I see 3 of them right here. Maybe even a 4th one in the far, far distance. No, that one in the far distance is way too far away, so that's not one. Looks like maybe 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. All right, here's one. Okay, 1 more. Oh, nope, that was it. Never mind. All right, we're good. That was it. All right, turn that one in. And we've got 1 more contract we can do. So, yeah. The mowing one. I mean, we might as well do it. We bought a mower. We might as well mow. Right? All right, let's, I think we can use the JCB for this one, I think. We're going to need to do some service here to our tractors soon, though, man. They're getting in a bad state here. Maybe I should just go ahead and do it now. I'm going to do it now. Nice thing is we've got our little shed here, so we can do service ourselves, which is great. Where'd my marker go? Where's my trigger? Nope, 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 nope. Repair it. Here we go. Ooh, that's expensive to repair that. Holy smokes. That basically is all the money we just made. Anyway, we're going to need it, right? We're going to be using this. It's not going away anytime soon, so might as well do it. We're going to have to do the other one here soon, too. A lot of hours on this tractor, though, as you can tell. There's a lot of hours already. 44 hours is a lot. Alright, that contract's all done. That contract turned into a bit of a mess there. The GPS kind of had a mind of its own, so I just said hell with it. I'm going to put the lines on, even though all of you know that I don't normally like to keep the lines on. But down here, the GPS just started wanting to do some circles, and it was all over the place. So it was a bit of a mess. I had to clean it up. It's still not obviously perfect, but we don't have to finish the whole field, right? That's part of what contracts do. They give you some buffer there. So anyway, it's all done now, so it is what it is. All right, all 3 contracts have been turned in. Still not really a whole lot out there, except for that's a pretty nice weeding contract, actually. But it didn't come out there until we accepted the mowing contract, so it didn't really matter anyway. So our contracts are all done. Yeah. It was nice. It was a good day. We got a lot accomplished today, right? Millet's in the ground. I'm very excited about that millet. I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's growing. I haven't spoiled anything like that for myself. I've never done millet before, ever. I think I've said that a couple of times now. So I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's, you know, germinated and actually at a growth stage where you can actually see something. And we'll kind of go from there. But thanks so much for watching, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. It really does mean the world to me. If you want early access to videos like this one, there's a link down below where you can become a member. Make sure you check out my second channel. Check out the Discord. Like I always mention, everything is down below in the description for you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support, as always. And I'll see you next time.